PEC officials. Don't forget that there is, I don't want to say that it's a perception, that Mabuza was killed because of a slow poison. So don't give me that name. Slow poison. Comrade Mpome, we are happy that you have been here. You are working with the leadership of the PEC. I'm happy that we are ready for this conference. We did not take over from the REC of Ehlanzeni, but we work together with the REC of Ehlanzeni. That's why when you wanted me to address you, I said that I must be welcomed here. Said that I'm not going to open your conference. I know that sometimes when we go to branches, in one branch, one chairperson of the branch said to me that the secretary is not allowing me to chair. And how? You are the chairperson of the branch. You must open your conference at the branch level. So you cannot come here, Comrade Jackie, and open your conference. I know that NEC employees are not here, but Comrade Joe Pasha will be here tomorrow. PEC members, RET of Ehlanzeni as led by Comrade Jackie, MEC of Community Safety and Security and License. Bopa, Comrade Jackie, Bopa. Bopa, Comrade Jackie, Bopa. REC of the ANC Youth League, RTT of the Women's League, members of the ANC Veterans League, representative of MKLWV, delegates from branches that you have been nominated by your branch to come here and represent your branches, the aspirations and the wishes of the members of the ANC here in the province, invited guests, leadership of the alliance. We're happy that you are here. The SACP is here. We'll continue to persuade you to contest election under the banner of the African National Congress. That is a decision that has been taken by the ANC to persuade the SACP to review the decision that you have taken. The decision of the organization can be reviewed by the leadership of that organization. I bring you warm revolutionary greetings from the ANC-PEC with boundless joy. We are meeting today after receiving the sad news of the passing of our ambassador, Ninkwa Johannes Mahlangu, popularly known as MJ Mahlangu. There is this question that we are asking. I don't know whether you will be able to respond to it. That when MJ Mahlangu was appointed, they wanted to appoint MJ Mahlangu and not MJ Mahlangu. I don't know. By the way, you were in the leadership of the PEC, Comrade William. Is that true? He was part of the first coup that joined Parliament in 1994 and also served as the chairperson of the National Council of Provinces. We are grateful that the former chairperson of the NCOP has been honored with a special official funeral, category 2. They don't just give any person. They give comrades that I participated on our struggle, not those that they joined the ANC in the parliament. There are so many that joined the ANC immediately after 1994. Others were deployed by the enemy, not this one. Once again, our condolences to the family, friends, and relatives. His passing is not only the loss to the province or the country, but it's a loss to the people of South Africa. We are fully gratified that we have all our delegates together under one roof within these 4 walls for the next 3 days. We know that the term of office of the RSC lapsed 5 months ago because of the migration of membership system to a new system, which caused glitches that delay the convening of this conference and other conferences in other provinces. The delay should not be interpreted as a deliberate attempt to cling to power beyond the constitutional mandate of the RSC. Our last regional conference handed over to this current leadership an organization which was bigger, stronger, and intact. The ANC in the province suffered a devastating setback in the last national and provincial general elections, where for the first time, the ANC support declined to 51%. Today, we want to thank the regional leadership that you are handing over the organization, which is still very strong, back to its rightful owners, the delegates that represent the hopes and aspirations of all our branches across the length and breadth of our region. In this region, the ANC still enjoys the support of the electorate. We attained 62% electoral support in the last general election. You serve the soul of the ANC. One can say that the ANC is still enjoying political monopoly in this region. We have to start now to prepare for the 2026 local government elections. We have no options but to win elections for the poor and the working class. Save the ANC from the toxic coalition government. They behave like zonkies, which are unstable and unproductive. Save us from this toxic relationship, this abusive relationship, that after just getting a support for a position of a mayor, when you celebrate, you are reminded that you are irritating us. Stop to celebrate endlessly. We can remove your mayor the following day. Save us from this toxic relationship. Our deployees, where they are coalition government, are not using their 2 hands to give people services, but only one hand, while the other hand is used to protect them against coalition partners. They are all the same. They may be Coke Light or Zero, but they all belong to the Coke family. As such, they all have caffeine, which pose a danger to our political health. It is disguising to listen to senior leaders who are ever ready to advise us that we can have a better coalition government with either MKP or EFF. Maybe some of them were slumbering or half dozen in 2016 when EFF gave us a specific requirement of entering into a coalition government. They said, fire Zuma. MKP recently said to us, fire President Ramaphosa and come to the table and talk. All of them, irrespective of whether they are on the left or not, they all have the same agenda to clip the wings of the high-flying ANC. They were all invited to form part of coalition government. Their inflated demands made it impossible for the ANC to enter into a coalition government with these political parties. The president of the ANC is a torchbearer. Even the NEC, which is the highest decision-making body in between the national conferences, does not have a local standing to remove a state president while he is still in the political office. You can't remove the president of the ANC. 8 days in September by Reverend Chikana took place after Limpopo conference, and the removal of President Zuma was after the first NASDREC. Both of them, they were removed when they were no longer presidents of the ANC. Some of us, we did not support and were still not supporting 8 days in September, the disruption of the second term of office of state president. As members of the ANC, we support leaders for the duration of their term of office here in Mpumalanga province. We supported my predecessor. She completed a term of office. We hope that after NASREC 3, the NEC will not remove the current state presidency. We learned our greatest lesson. If not, lesson in life will be repeated until they are learned. After 8 days in September, we must know that President Mbeki was aggrieved. He did not campaign for the ANC. He started recently to campaign for the ANC in the 2 last general elections. This was with the former President Zuma, that he went and formed his own organization to contest elections independently from the ANC. The ANC, NEC resolved that it's not the right time to entertain the succession of the current president. We accept the decision taken, but our people are eager to know what will happen beyond 2027. Now, those that they want to know my views, especially on the position of the president. Just like President Mandela, who believed that the contestations for the position of president divide organization. He said that the day there will be a contestation in the ANC for the position of the president, after the conference there will be splinters. Contestation for positions of presidents destroyed political parties. That was the view of President Mandela. He said that including the Nationalist Party. You can go and Google his speech when he welcomed Comrade Mbeki in 2007, Polokwane 52nd Conference, after fierce contestation on the position of the president. there was a splinter. COPE was formed, a repeat of the year's 57 contestation in 2012. EFF was formed after 2022 55th National Conference. MKP was born. We don't know what will happen in the 2027 National Conference. The biggest lesson I learned in my life is not to force anything, but we must heed the advice of the visionary leader, President Mandela, who sometimes moved far ahead of his generation. Unlike Comrade Kgalema Motlanthe, I prefer a negotiated or arranged leadership. There is no crisis in the ANC, so there is no need for us to go and invite Comrade Kuma to contest for the position of the president of the ANC. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. I'm saying that there is no need for the ANC Youth League to go and invite a Comrade Kuma to come and contest for the position of the president. There is no crisis in the ANC. Comrade, there are so many leaders who are parading themselves for positions in the NEC, especially in the top 7. In the past, leaders in the ANC were those who are prescribed by John C. Maxwell. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Some of them, they think that they are big fish. Yes, of course, in a small pond. But very small in a big pond. For the first time, the SACP will be appearing on the ballot as a separate entity. We mandated the ANC top 7 to continue to persuade the SACP to reconsider its decision to contest all elections. They are contesting all elections, starting from local government election. We want to request the SACP to reconsider its decision. Since 1994, up until the last elections, the liberation votes remained at 72% and the white-led political parties at 28%. Electorates remain in their polls but cannibalize their support, especially when they are splinters. The vote of COPE, EFF, MK are the votes that are shared from people who did not abandon the liberation ideas. Contestation for state power by the SACP will not shift the electoral support from the right to the left or draw support from a new constituency, but cannibalize the electoral support of the left parties. I foresee a situation where voters decide to abstain because they cannot be able to make a rational choice between the two. We stand to lose. Both of us, just like in Limpopo, Seshego, ward by elections, and in Metsimahulu municipality by elections, ANC was overwhelmed while SACP was underwhelmed. We need one another. The SACP manifesto will be a carbon paper of the Alliance manifesto. Our manifesto was declared by poison when analyzing the 2009 general elections to be the best manifesto as compared to all manifestos of all political parties. People associate themselves with our manifesto, and therefore all our employees should implement our manifestos. I am saying today in front of you that the manifesto of the ANC was declared in 2009 that is the best manifesto. Its components, they're still there. How we craft the manifesto of the ANC. We are still going to finalize the guidelines on the selection of candidates, especially what candidates. I don't care whether communities participate first or at the tail end. The fact of the matter is that the ANC candidates must be endorsed by communities. Our candidates are people's candidates. As such, people will vote for their candidates. Comrades, as usual, we celebrated the 69th anniversary of the special month dedicated to women since the 1956 march by brave women who were ready to defy the past laws and face the consequences of apartheid brutalities. They were even warned that continue and face the consequences. Not you only, yourself and your families. There was a plethora of events which were initiated during the month of August that placed women's general struggles, whether in business, leadership, or employment, under the spotlight. All these events were a commitment to tackling barriers such as financial exclusion, gender-based violence, and limited access to opportunities. Funding and market access remain major hurdles for women. It is still very difficult for women to navigate male-dominated industries. We should join hands and stop gender-based violence and femicide. Men in particular. This is a special message that men in particular are expected to challenge the normalization of violence against women and their children. We have to challenge any excuse that justify or condone such behavior. Comrades, as usual, if as men we say yes to any of these statements, it is a sign that we need special help. Today I want to give you a number that you may phone to receive help. 0800 428 428. If you believe in one of the statements that we cannot and can never separate or divorce, you need help. I cannot live without hair. I have had sex with a drunk person. I have ignored someone asking me to stop and not continue with a sexual act. She cheated on me, so I had to punish her. I believe when she says no, she means yes. I spent money on her, therefore she owed me sex. So I took what she owed me. She dressed like she wanted sex. These are some of the perceptions that are wrong, and if any one of us believe in one of these statements, I want to repeat the number, dial 0800 428 428. We had the first national convention of the National Dialogue, Comrade Treasurer, we have got a different interpretation of this national dialogue. It is regarded as the kick-off for thousands of public dialogues, which will take place in our wards. Be ready. It is not going to take place somewhere at a national level. It will take place in our wards, municipalities, district and the province as a build up to the final national dialogue that is going to take place early next year, 2026. A steering committee was established, comprised of various organizations from the civil society, welcome the inclusion of people from Mpumalanga in the steering committee. Let our voice be heard. Comrades, NEC members were deployed to regions to introduce discussion document as we prepare for the 2025 NGC to be held from the 8th to the 12th of December 2025 at Nasrec. The NEC, after consultation with provinces, determined the composition of the NGC in line with Rule 107. The NGC has its own duties. Number one, to fill vacancies, determine and review the policies and programs of the ANC, received and discuss reports of the NEC, have a right to ratify, alter, or rescind any decision taken by any of the constituent bodies, units, or officials of the ANC, except the National Conference, because the National Conference, the highest structure of the ANC, including the evaluation of the performance of members of the NEC, have the power to discuss any issue it deems necessary, taking into account policies and directives of the National Conference. Comrades, Rule 10.8.5 resonate very well with me to fill vacancies that have arisen in the NEC, not to create vacancies. Those who are hallucinating and lie to themselves and believe their own lies that they will use the NGC to create vacancies in the NEC by passing a motion of no confidence against any leaders, they better wait for a day after the NGC, where alone they will create vacancies and fill those vacancies with people who seek control and power over others. And they will not stop until they get it. We are going to withdraw from that argument than to try to prove them wrong. Our silence should not be construed as unknowingly allowing them to have things their way. Will not recognize their leaders. We are not going to betray the purpose of the NGC. So those that they think that they are going to use the NGC to create vacancies, they should not invite us when they look back. If they think that we are their followers, we must advise them to look back, and we will not be there as province of Mpumalanga. Comrades, the ANC developed guidelines to protect organization against all of us. The guidelines are there to protect all of us against all of us, against the BEC, against the RSC, PEC, even against the NEC. The guidelines is there to protect the organization. I know the guidelines of the ANC, that I know. I know that I know the guidelines of the ANC, and I'm fully aware that you are fully aware of the guidelines of the ANC. Why do we violate our own guidelines? This is the question that I'm asking you and myself. Why do we violate our own guidelines? When comrades are aggrieved and go to court, we complain. People, including ANC members, are allowed to go to courts of justice when they are aggrieved. Their rights are protected. They can take the ANC to the same court of justice if the organization tries to limit their rights. There is a higher court than the court of justice that the ANC members should all respect, irrespective of our positions. That is the court of conscience. It supersedes all the other courts. Comrade, where is your court of conscience? What is your court of conscience? When you frustrate branches of the PEC to conduct VGMs. Branches of the PEC, not branches of the RSC. Branches of the PEC. We only delegated powers to launch branches to the RSC. We did not divest our responsibility. Where is your conscience? When branch chairpersons and secretaries in cahoots with employees that you don't fill candidates' form in the BGM, you leave the BGM with candidates' form. Where is your conscience? This is the question that I want you to know. How can you complete forms in your houses? Where is your conscience? When employees do not give forms to branches, where is our conscience? When we manipulate ANC membership, reject new members without following processes, where is your conscience? When BGMs are only known by few, the BGM of the ANC, our glorious organization, where is your conscience? When you call off a BGM and you remain alone and elect yourself to this conference, you are rubbing shoulders today with ANC genuine delegates to this conference. Where are you going to report the outcome of this conference? To yourself. Comrades, it is an embarrassment. We expected 50-50 representation. You must know that I was working with PEC employees. My only weakness is that I have been the secretary for quite some time, so I would want to know what is happening, because I don't want us to be taken to court. By the way, we're ready for this conference. We have got 2 lawyers that are ready to defend this conference. Comrades were briefing me that in certain branches, your 50-50 gender representation to this conference was not adhered to. Why? You nominate 5 male delegates to this conference. The guideline is very clear. I don't know. I was not part of the team that is deployed here. Otherwise, corporate chest, that branch was going to be represented by 1, not 2. You can't have 2 only, because we don't want us to have an option. Where is our conscience? When we insult people, we don't spend our budget, we appoint people without qualification, we inflate tender prices, we don't have meetings with our communities. Comrade, where is your code of conscience? Where is your code of conscience when you abuse your numbers to eliminate good comrade in our structures? Where is your conscience when you abuse your numbers to eliminate good comrades in our BECs, RECs, PECs, and NECs, and surround ourselves with yes men and women? Comrades that will shout, oh yes, even when you are speaking crabs. You must use your numbers to save the ANC from you and your stooges. Comrade, it's long that we have been talking about renewal. We visited branches and structures and workshopped about ANC renewal program. The time has arrived for us to pay no one a visit but ourselves. We have to renew ourselves first, walk the talk, set the ANC from ourselves. Looking forward to this conference that, comrades, I'm talking to all of you today here. I want to request all of you that you must use your numbers to unite the ANC. I urge you to take the advice of the former President Barack Obama when he said, you can't govern people if you win by dividing them. Use your numbers to unite the two perspectives which are not based on ideology, but only influenced by leadership preferences. They are not factions. There will only be factions if they continue to meet after the conference. Use your numbers to influence the selection of best cadres amongst us. The best amongst us, not the West, amongst the West. We use the principle of meritocracy to select best candidates based on their talents, popularity, and morality. We are not kakistocratic, where you choose the West amongst the West. That is not us. We are not democracy, nor oxymoronic, but we support the principle of meritocracy. We are looking forward to the success of the regional conference, which will be punctuated with robust engagements. There will be a festival of ideas, no howling, no derogatory, abusive, vulgar, no inative language. We're not going to have a festival of water bottles. We're not going to strive naked in this conference. We're all going to be given an opportunity to speak. We're not here only to elect leadership, but to assess our performance for the past 3 years. We'll receive 3 reports and break into commissions, adopt resolution to guide all our structures and deployees in the region, influence the outcomes of all important gatherings that will take place after this conference. You are making history, men make their own history, but they do not make it as they please. They do not make it under self-selected circumstances, but under circumstances existing already, given and transmitted from the past, said Karl Marx. I said, use your numbers to unite the region, unite the alliance, the leagues, and all our structures. Use your numbers to select an ideal leadership to lead this province for the next 3 years. By the way, I said we are not aristocratic, not democracy, not oxymoronic, but democratic, which is based in the principle of meritocracy. Thank you.
Another round of applause for the provincial chairperson. Thank you very much, Comrade Mandla Ndlovu. Comrades, will proceed with our program. The next item on the agenda is the adoption of conference program. We're now on adopting the conference program. Can I have hands for comrades who want to speak on this item? Come in before.
Thank you very much, Chair. My name is Kabala Malulela. I'm raising one matter of procedure, Chair, because we are going to be entertaining. Thanks, Chair. My name is Kabala Malulela. I'm rising on a matter of procedure, Chair, because we seem to be going to discuss the conference program rules and procedures. Now, Chair, given that the fact that plenary is disorganized in the form of guests, delegates, and staff members, and thus, Chair, we will therefore be moving to entertain and discuss the conference rules without arranging the sitting arrangement of Congress. Therefore, I would like to move, Chair, that we are able to arrange the sitting arrangement so that guests are seated where they will be identified The staff will be seated where they will be identified, as well as guests to conference are able to sit where they will be identified, so that when we are discussing and engaging on conference rules, there is order on plenary. Thank you very much.
Comrades, we request the non-voting delegates, those who have white text, to be on this side. Non-voting delegates. Comrades, can we sing just one song while we are sorting the non-voting delegates to be on that side?
Amanda. Yeah, comrades, we also have RTT members that are non-voting. But this conference belongs to all of us. So we cannot take RTT members out of their own conference. Please, I'm just requesting on that one. RTT members, this is our conference. RTT members, it's your conference. We know you are not going to vote, but this is your conference. Thank you.
Comrades, we are not in a tavern. We are not in a tavern. We are in the meeting of the ANC. We must be disciplined. If a comrade wants to raise an issue, must raise his hand or her hand, so that the chairperson of the session can recognize that comrade. Comrade, can I give you the opportunity to speak, comrade? Comrade Mzwake. Comrade Mzwake, you were speaking. Can you raise that matter in this conference? Okay, no, it's fine. Comrades, can you please not disrupt this meeting? Comrades, I request you not to disrupt this conference. Comrade Vos.
No, thank you, Chair. My name is Comrade Vos Mkajwa, from Africa Branch, Bela Sub-Region, a voting delegate, Chair. I want to propose, so that we don't arrest the proceedings of the conference, that comrades, maybe if we can be allowed to raise our checks when we want to speak, so that from the check you will be able to distinguish if that hand is a voting delegate or not. And I know. And now, the chairperson, please. Chair, I'm not going to be intimidated here by voting delegates like me. I'm addressing the chairperson. If there's a matter, it will be responded to accordingly. I'm making a proposal, Chair. There's no other person's proposal which is superior than others. So all must be tested here. So I'm raising a proposal to say, as we proceed, can delegates use their tags when they want attention so that we can be able to identify and distinguish between the voting and non-voting. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, comrades, but that one, to say they must howl me is not procedure. In terms of the rules and procedures, comrades, I think you should have read the rules and procedures. And Comrade Vos is raising what is in the rules and procedures. That comrade must raise his or her tag and indicate his or her name and the branch, and then be able to speak to the conference. I think on that one. Which is not. Can you please take your seat? Comrade Aradu, take your seat. Can you, comrades, no. seconds. You'll be given an opportunity. Comrades, Comrade OJ, can you finish?
Thank you, Chair. I'm saying there's...
Hey, Comrade Treasure, can you please take your seat? What is the order? Comrade OJ, can you take your seat?
Thank you, Chair. Let us try to correct and induct people. Someone introduces himself as the regional secretary of the NCUT. By virtue of that and constitutional, you serve in an RTT. Now you cannot come as an RTT member while as delegate or delegate. But let us sit down. Thank you, Chair.
Comrades, can you please take your seats? Comrades, can you please take your seats? Comrade OJ, can you please finish? Comrade OJ, can you finish? Comrades will test these two views. Will test these two views. Comrades will test these two views. Comrade Treasure, can you please take your seat? Comrade OJ, can you finish?
Thank you, Chair. I'm rising as a member of the Credentials Committee that the proposal cannot stand as a view that must be adopted or not because the Credentials Committee has not said to resolve an issue of the credentials, and therefore we can't propose that we deal with credentials when we have not been concluded on the issue of credentials. Thanks, Chair.
Hey, you're making noise. Hey, comrade, this is the conference of the ANC. It's not your conference alone. We must respect this meeting. This is our conference. We will listen to all members. You see, when I run a meeting, maybe I should make it known. I'm not saying that you should not raise a point of order. When I run meeting African way. I allow members to speak so that we'll be able to correct them. Even when they are wrong. Because if we don't allow you to speak, you are going to speak up outside this hall. We deployed members, especially on credentials, because you all have interest. You must know that in certain provinces they deployed even national. We said that there's no crisis. We'll deploy members to go and participate in credentials. Comrade Boom, who's sitting on credentials? From the PC. Kalaba. Nenama dispute lapa. Anama dispute. Oh, okay.
No, there is no crisis. The program was actually indicating that tomorrow we shall deal with credentials first. So now that there is a proposal, I think the Credentials Committee must be given an opportunity to deal with credentials, then we'll come back and report. There's no crisis.
comrades, let us be disciplined. This is the cream of the region. If we behave ngalendlela kusho ukuthi kuma PGM, it's a problem. Comrades, will allow the Credentials Committee to deal Alama credentials, but I want to test these two views. Comrades, those who are saying, what is the point of order?
Thank you, Chair. You can do that, but I will speak. I'm a fresh delegate here. Chair, you can't test a view when there are no credentials. Who are you testing it with? Because, Chair, wait. Chair, can I be protected? Can I be protected? I'm not going to finish the public. I withdraw that part of it. But can I be protected, Chair? Yeah, I withdraw that part of it. But I want to be protected in this court. I'm saying, Chair, unless comrades, you see this thing of many leaders of the ANC not living there, they will think it's a problem. Because this school is important. Now, this is my point, Chair. I don't finish your speech.
Comrades, can you withdraw that? Comrades, let us not be angry.
But there's nothing wrong. The political school of the
Comrades, Talapant. Comrades, PLC deploy comrades, Madeleine. Uhlale asho athi moya fast. Comrades, asehliseni maphaphu. The conference is controlled. We control the conference.
I will be here. Thank you, Chair. Can I speak?
Yeah.
Will remain. Chair, I'm saying, even if you read the rules that you have provided us in terms of copies, it says the only people, your own rules, that's the leadership, not to tell by delegates. They say the person who must move must be able to be a branch delegate, right? And be proven that this is a branch delegate, seconded, and there's a particular requisite for that secondment. Now we're saying we can't therefore test any motion without the Credentials Committee having arrived to what if I'm a bogus delegate and I'm here? And then you confirm me, you allow me to participate in the process to determine a motion. We're saying, Chair, we don't have a problem of a motion. We're here for this conference. We're saying you have a program. By the way, your program does not have an issue of today or tomorrow. I don't have a problem even dealing with credentials today. But let's follow the program. Maybe we must say to comrades, let's remove day 1, day 2, and follow the program as it is in the program here. The issue of a date is immaterial. We've served in conferences that finish at 4 a.m. What we're saying, Chair, is not to move credentials upwards. Now, what we're saying, Chair, no, that's not the same proposal. No, what he was proposing is that we deal with them now. Right? Now we're saying, Chair, no, today it's immaterial. We're saying, Chair, we request that, can we approve the program as it is, and then move that, we move the rest of the items that are following. Thank you very much.
Comrades, I thought you were assisting the meeting because you were saying there's no train smash. Just to remove the issue issue of day 2 and we deal with the program until the election of the top 5. We conclude, the last item will be the election of the top 5. Comrades, comrades, yeah, we'll come. Comrades, can you please all take your seat? Because I was talking and Comrade Zuelo indicated I was misinterpreting.
Yes.
That is why I recognize Comrade Zuelo. Can you please allow Comrade Zuelo to raise that issue? Then I will go to your good self so that you raise your issue.
Yeah, I understand why most of them are my victims. Now, I'm saying, this is the point I'm making, Chair. And I'm saying I'm misrepresenting it on one basis. I never said, I said, it is immaterial. No one. I'm saying, Chair. I never said, I'm saying we must move this. I said, it's not a problematic issue. It has happened before. For an example, when you adopt a program, you say it ends on Sunday. Let me give you an example. Or Monday. I was giving an example, Chair. But it can be a decision of conference if business of conference has not concluded to extend it from Sunday to Monday. I'm saying we must not be bottled around dates and issues. Let's adopt as it is, which states day 1 and day 2. We will deal with the consequences as it arrives. That's what I'm saying, Chair. I'm not saying I want us to move it today. I'm saying let's adopt day 1, day 2. And then as it arises, our all delegates will know what is happening and will take a decision. But let's adopt the program as it is with all the items that are put here, Chair. Please.
Comrades, there are two different views. Comrades, can you please take your seats? There are two different views. One is that we conclude the business of today by the messages of support. The other view is that we continue until the nominations of the top 5. And comrades, I don't think there are bogus delegates here. We said all the non-voting delegates are on this side. Those who will support, they will raise their tax so that we conclude on this matter. We are not moving credentials to the top, but we'll continue with the messages of support, then credentials as it reflects. But the last item will be the nomination of the top 5. Comrades, can you please take your seat? Comrades, can you please take your seat? Comrades, can you please take your seat? Comrades. Comrades, can you please take your seat? Comrades, can you please take your seat? FIFA! Ehlanzeni FIFA! FIFA, the mighty region, Ehlanzeni FIFA! Amandla! Across the region, our alliance partners, our leagues. Good evening, comrades. Comrades, our o'clock, and we are now 2 hours late. Number 1, which is opening.
I see in front of me here, we've been finished with a printed program that says on Saturday, which is today, we're arriving, registering, and documentation which we've received, we've registered, and we've arrived. We say we're opening with the national anthem, input by the PEC deployee. Since we must adopt conference program rules and procedures. As I'm calling this order here, there's no procedure that has been adopted to call the chairperson to order. But he has moved to an item called political report. It is wrong. Can we therefore go to conference rules and procedures, adopt them, so that everybody who's a delegate here is able to engage, being covered by the rules and protected? Because if we engage the political report of the chair without being protected and having adopted rules, it will be problematic. We want to listen to the political report, but covered by the rules. Thank you very much.
Comrades, yeah, there's no point of order on top of another point of order. Yeah, comrades, we'll note you.
Communist Party, Kosatu, Sanko Yabahlali, our media, delegates from branches, our dear guests, and also business people who are present here as guests. Comrade Chair, on behalf of the African National Congress of Ehlanzeni RTT, I stand here to table before the conference our political report of the term since the election of the Regional Executive Committee in April 2022 and ultimately our appointment as this RTT in April this year. On behalf of the collective leadership of the ANC of Ehlanzeni task team, allow me to greet and welcome you all to the 9th Ehlanzeni Regional Conference. We are confident that this regional conference will be a success through your constructive contribution in charting a way forward to a truly united coherent and purposefully African National Congress. Comrade Ehlanzeni region is blessed with an MTN 8 Cup final to be played between Orlando Pirates FC and Stellenbosch FC at the state-of-the-art Mbombela Stadium. The Mbombela Stadium is among the tourist attraction sites located within the region. Mpumalanga has been chosen as one of the designated hosts of the G20 Summit Ministerial Meeting. The G20 Tourism Minister meeting in Mpumalanga represents a strategic reflection point. By marrying global attention with local innovation, inclusivity and investment, it is set to catalyze lasting benefit, not just establish tourism players, but for SMMEs and the next generation of Mpumalanga entrepreneurs. Ehlanzeni region will gain global exposure, infrastructure upgrade, increased spending, access to finance and tourism market, procurement opportunity, inclusivity and capacity building, international hospitality and sustainable tourism through targeted training program aimed at improving employability of youth in the tech driving and tourism role. Ehlanzeni is endowed with natural landscape of scenic beauty, largely dominated by fauna and flora, which define our tourism ecosystem, expressing influx of tourist offering, to which you are invited to explore post this conference. Comrade Chairperson and delegate of the session, the conference takes place under condition where the internal democracy of the African National Congress has been tested and reaffirmed in constituted PGM and BGMs. Of the total 130 branches in the Ehlanzeni region, 100 are duly qualified to participate in this conference after having dealt with the process of PPGM and BGM, followed by the dispute resolution processes. The sitting of this conference confirmed the vibrancy and organizational readiness of our structures for the 2026 local government election. This is a clear indication that our branch general meeting have been convened in line with the Constitution, free from violent behavior, reflecting both organizational maturity and political discipline. The 9th Ehlanzeni Regional Conference of the ANC shall mark a decisive and historic moment in the political evolution of our movement in the region. The conference must be viewed not as a routine engagement in every 3-year interval, but as a critical juncture, a revolutionary platform to renew our collective commitment to the values of unity, discipline, revolutionary morality, and as enshrined in the strategic objective of the ANC. We gather here burdened with the responsibility to reaffirm the ANC as a strategic center of power, capable of driving the national democratic revolution under condition of heightened ideological contestation, factionalism, infiltration, and externality stabilization effort. Our conference, comrade delegate, take place a month after the Summit of Liberation Movement hosted by the African National Congress in Johannesburg. The summit was organized by under the theme Defending the Liberation Gain, Advancing Integrity, Socio-Economic Development, and Strengthening Solidarity for a Better Africa. the tragedy of liberation movement in Southern Africa, provide insight into post-colonial governance and democratic transition in a global South, which research has focused on the initial success of this movement, less attention has been paid to the long-term effectiveness and the complex interplay between local and international forces shaping their governance. Comrade, we are duty-bound to use this conference as a site of political introspection, ideological renewal, and programmatic coherence. Let us rise above petty factional interest and recommit to the historic mission of the African National Congress, a mission rooted in the struggle of the people, by the people, for the people. Our conference itself shall be remembered by our people in years to come, yet as festival of idea, as a turning point that genuinely put the actual meaning of unity. We shall equally use this conference as a cleansing moment that shed away the demon of factionalism, regionalism, and any other form of discrimination that weaken the African National Congress. History has therefore placed on the shoulder of all of us, the delegate in this conference, both individually and collectively, as a responsibility and a challenge to come out of this conference united for the purpose of creating national democratic society as espoused by the objective of our national democratic revolution. The eyes of the masses in our constituencies, in villages, townships, and urban peripheries are fixed upon this conference with hope and expectation for a better tomorrow. At this crucial juncture, our conference cannot avoid to achieve the following task: to tirelessly and without fear or favor pursue the unity of the African National Congress and that of the alliance in our region and also the province, working vigorously towards turning the ANC in the region into a powerful tool of transformation in the hands of our people and break the cycle of weak political cohesion, factionalism, and division in the region. From the time of its formation and even early, the African National Congress propagated ideas of liberation through both the spoken and written words, as directed by the 2022 Regional Conference and the National Conference to intensify political education. We are proud to report to this conference that Ehlanzeni have the highest number of individuals who enrolled and completed the foundation course, political course education program at the OR Tambo School of Leadership. In fact, comrade, we should applaud ourselves on this one. We are number one in the country. We are confident that this regional conference will live up to its expectation because assembled in this hall are representatives of branches who in their majority have taken a task to attend the foundation course and are becoming genuine cadre of the organization. Comrade, we convene this conference under the somber shadow of a profound loss to the broader liberation movement, the passing on of our beloved gallant comrade David Dabete Mabuza in July this year. Comrade Didi Mabuza was a disciplined and statue revolutionary who served our movement with an unwavering dedication as the provisional chairperson of the ANC in Mpumalanga, and later as the deputy president of the ANC and that of the country. He will be remembered for his relentless pursuit of unity and cohesion within our ranks, oftenly reminding us that a divided ANC is a weaker ANC. His strategic and reconciliatory leadership, particularly in turbulence's time, has left an indelible mark in our soul of the ANC. In his memory, we recommit to the clarion call for unity and renewal of the African National Congress. His passing must deepen our resolve to entrench internal democracy, ideological clarity, and organizational discipline across all structures of the movement. Hamba kahle mshengu, hamba kahle kudabede, sohlala sikukhumbula. His legacy remains a lodestar in our march towards the full emancipation of our people. The African National Congress in Ehlanzeni marked a conclusion of August, a Women's Month, with deep reflection and renewed commitment to the struggle for the emancipation of women. The month of August has reminded us of the historic courage of the women in 1956, whose defiance of apartheid oppression continue to inspire our generation. In our engagement across the region during the Women's Month, we have seen the resilience of women in our community, many of whom carry the heaviest burden of poverty, unemployment, and gender-based violence. Women's Month has therefore been a clarion call to intensify the struggle for gender equality, economic justice, and the protection of women's rights. The ANC in Ehlanzeni recommit itself to building women's leadership within our structures, ensuring their active participation in decision-making and advancing socio-economic programs that uplift women, particularly in rural and marginalized areas. As we approach the 2026 local government election, our movement must embody the principle that no struggle can be victorious without the participation of women side by side with men. Women's Month has ended, but the struggle continues. The ANC must lead not only in words, but in action, to ensure that the rights and dignity, safety of women are defended in every community of our region. Comrade delegates, the African National Congress in Ehlanzeni region warmly welcome the return of Comrade Mandla Msibi to active organizational life following the conclusion of his one-year suspension. He is reinstated as the provisional treasurer of the ANC in Mpumalanga, mark a significant moment in our journey towards organizational renewal, discipline, and unity. Comrade Chairperson and Delegate, the manner in which Comrade Ndlondlo has conducted himself during his challenging period is commendable. His unwavering respect for the organization, his committed to its principle, and his dignified restraint reflect a high level of political maturity and revolutionary discipline. Rather than seek to undermine or challenge the decision of the movement, he chose the path of humility, introspection, and loyalty, setting a powerful example for all members, particularly in times when discipline remains one of the cornerstones of building a renewed ANC. We reaffirm our confidence in his leadership and are inspired by his resilience and continue commitment to the values and tasks of our movement. As we prepare for the battle ahead, including the 2026 local government election, the return of such cadre to the fold strengthen our collective resolve to serve our people with integrity and unity of purpose. As the African National Congress, we gather at this historic 9th Regional Conference of Ehlanzeni during a momentous year, the 70th anniversary of the adoption of Freedom Charter in Kliptown in 1955. The foundational document remained the soul of our struggle and the guiding light of our democratic revolution. It is the living expression of the hope and dreams of the oppressed majority and a vision that continue to shape our path towards a truly united, non-racial, non-sexist, democratic and prosperous South Africa. The 70 years milestone invite us to reflect not only on enduring relevancy of the Charter tenets, but also on the concrete stride we have made under ANC leadership-led democratic government since 1994. We must unapologetically affirm that despite persistent structural challenges, the ANC has delivered meaningful transformation in the lives of millions of South Africa, inches us ever close to the ideals of the Freedom Charter. The people shall share in the country's wealth. Since 1994, we have broadened access to economic participation for the previous excluded majority. Through Black economic empowerment, industrial funding, and reaffirmed procurement, we have begun to open the door of economic opportunity. The expansion of social grant, youth development funding, and support for SMME has ensured that the wealth of the country is no longer confined to the hands of the few. There shall be houses, security, and comfort. The more than 4 million houses have been built by the democratic government, providing shelter, dignity to the poor. Millions more now have access to clean water, electricity, sanitation, and solid infrastructure. Informal settlements have been upgraded, and the lives of rural communities, including those in Ehlanzeni, continue to be transformed through government integrated rural development program. The door of learning and culture shall be open. Education has been a key pillar of transformation. The ANC government has rolled out no-fee school nutrition program, expanded TVET colleges, and established new universities such as University of Mpumalanga. NSFAS continue to support hundreds of thousands of students from poor working class background and practical step in realizing free and accessible education. There shall be work and security. While unemployment remains a major concern, the ANC has created 1 million jobs since 1994 through EPWP infrastructure rollout, and public sector employment. Workers' rights has been entrenched in law, and minimum wage is now a legal reality. We have begun the process of formalizing previous unprotected sector like domestic and farm workers, ensuring dignity for all who labor. South Africa shall be a full independent state. South Africa today enjoys full sovereignty and respected voice in global affairs. We are a leading member of the African Union, BRICS, and the non-aligned movement. We continue to champion peace, justice, and the right of developing nations, standing tall as a product of international solidarity and beacon of progressive governance. As we mark 70 years of Freedom Charter, we do so with pride and resolve. We know that the road to full liberation is still on, but we take strength from our track records, the resilience of our people, and the enduring power of our movement. The Charter lives on in our policies, our program, and our commitment to change. Let this celebration reignite in us the revolutionary discipline, clarity of wisdom, the unity of purpose needed to take struggle forward, especially as we prepare for the 2026 local government election. The Freedom Charter is not only a dream deferred, it is a living mandate. Let us make it really in our lifetime. These milestones serve as ideological compasses, reminding us of the enduring necessity to advance socio-economic transformation, deepen participatory democracy, and wage tireless struggle against inequality, unemployment, and poverty. Comrade Chairperson and delegate, in the recent national and provincial election, the performance of the ANC in Ehlanzeni region reflect both historical resilience and current challenges. While the ANC remained the majority party, we observe an erosion of electoral support in our various wards and municipalities, including key areas of Mbombela, Tabacheu, and Gomas. The overall performance demonstrates that our people continue to look to the ANC for leadership, but also demanding renewal, accountability, and service delivery. Ehlanzeni district comprises the municipalities of Mbombela, Nkomazi, Tabacheu, Bushbuckridge, present a complex socio-economic terrain which require this conference to fully reflect. According to the recent data from States South Africa, the unemployment in the region is above the national average, with youth unemployment exceeding 60% in some areas. The poverty level remains high, with a significant portion of households living below the poverty line, especially in rural nodes like Bushbuckridge, Tabacheu, and Gomas. Service delivery backlog in water, sanitation, roads, and electricity persists despite numerous interventions. These require a revolutionary shift in our approach beyond rhetoric to decisively implementation of local economic development program, targeted investment in township and rural economy, and radical transformation of land ownership and agrarian reform. The ANC must adopt a comprehensive and integrated program to confront these triple challenges of poverty, unemployment, and inequality in Ehlanzeni. The socio-economic intervention is strategic imperative. The Ehlanzeni region is strategically bordering Mozambique and the Kingdom of Eswatini, but stands at the crossroad between its developmental potential and the stark socio-economic resilience faced by its people. With over 2.2 million residents, Ehlanzeni is the most populous district in the province. This demographic reality, characterized by the youthfully, predominantly female population, present both an opportunity and a challenge for transformative government. The demographic divided and youth empowerment. With 53.6% of the population classified as youth, the ANC-led government recognizes this demographic as the key driver of transformation. This youthful profile mandate urgent and sustained investment in education, skills development, youth entrepreneurship, and job creation. A progressive development agenda must channel the state resources towards vocational training, incubation hubs, and digital innovation centers across local municipalities, service delivery and infrastructure development. Comrade, while only 2.7% of households reside in formal dwelling, an indication of progresses in house delivery, the pipe water blockage has grown to 104,357 households, and over 338,000 households still lack access to flush or chemical toilet. These figures are unacceptable in a democratic society and call for the district-wide and basic service turnaround plan, focusing on fast-tracking water infrastructure development, especially in Bombela and Gomazi, expanding sanitation infrastructure in Bushbuck-rich and rural areas, improving electrification, noting progress made from 48,000 unconnected households in 2011 to 18,764 in 2022. Launching of a district water waste management plan to address the deterioration in refuse removal, particularly in Bushbuck-rich and Bombela. The economic inclusion and job creation. Comrade delegates and chairperson of the session. Ehlanzeni's economy is driven by personal service, finance and trade, yet this sector have not adequately absorbed the rising labor force. Unemployment has worsened with an overall rate of 36.9% and devastating 52.1% youth unemployment rate in 2023. Women are also disproportionately affected with unemployment climbing to 40.3%. These young people are looking upon the African National Congress to better their lives. It is therefore prudent for this conference to call for a local economic reconstruction and recovery plan anchored in intensifying agro-processing through the Nkomazi SCZ, rural tourism and township economy revitalization, labor-intensive public works program, cooperative support and township industrial park, invest in incentive for SMMEs and informal traders, incentivize training for the Ehlanzeni economy, education as a tool of liberation. Comrade Delegate, the National Senior Certificate pass rate of 88.4 in 2024 and a bachelor's admission rate of 48.2 reflect stride in educational investment, yet the decline in tertiary attainment from 9.2% to 7.5%, and school attendance from 73.3% to 74.6% amongst the 5 to 24 age cohort, signaling the need for integrated intervention. Revitalization school infrastructure and eliminate multi-grade school in rural community. Introduce bursary schemes and TVET skill hubs in each municipality. Partner with CETA to deliver artisan training aligned to the district economy, poverty alleviation and social transformation. A staggering 54.2% of the population live below bound poverty line, making Ehlanzeni the poorest district in Mpumalanga. This demand a multi-sectoral poverty eradication strategy focus on food security program and communal agricultural support, social grant optimization and targeting the vulnerable household. The local manufacture cooperative or on economy used to use good school furniture, school uniform, toilet paper, and etc. Expand the expulsion of EPWP and CPWP to act as a safety net while skilling beneficiaries. Safety and community development. The rising poverty and unemployment are breeding grounds for crime and social instability. This conference shall pronounce on an urgent need to develop district social cohesion and crime prevention strategy, aligned with existing provisional strategy and campuses. Community Policing Forum, CPF, and Youth Safety Initiative. Strengthen Community Safety Forum in all municipalities. Expulsion of anti-substance abuse centers and sports facilities. Integration of moral regeneration program within school and civic space. Support of youth-driven economic initiative and social cohesion activities such as creative arts, heritage and traditional group, and etc. Summary of the intervention. Comrade Chairperson and Delegate, this political report is summary calling upon this conference delegate to engage in commission the following proposal intervention. Locally industrial policy, established special economic zone and agro-processing hub in Ehlanzeni. Public-private partnership, mobilize investment in tourism, renewable energy, logistics and corridor to promote regional economic integration. Youth and skill development, strengthen CETA-aligned skill program, focus on artisan trade, ICT, agriculture, and construction. land redistribution and agricultural reform, accelerate land redistribution and support the emerging farmers, local municipality capacity building, enhance municipality planning and accelerate transformative service delivery that focus on economic development, elevating poverty, reducing unemployment, and inhalating inequality. Comrade Chair, the socio-economic profile of Ehlanzeni region lay bare the contradiction of persistent underdevelopment in our province, rich in potential. The ANC remain committed to a radical program of socio-economic transformation, underpinned by developmental local government, mass participation, and the mobilizing of all sectors of society. We must act decisively to build a better life for all in ensuring that no community is left behind as we move towards the 2026 local government election. Comrade, preparation for the 2026 local government election, the ANC must intensify political education and community mobilization, which are meant for reinvigoration of branch structures, ward-based manifesto development, deployment of ethical and credible candidates, door-to-door street committee campaign, issue-based campaign rooted in people's daily struggle. This 9th regional conference must be a watershed moment. Let us emerge from this conference with unity of purpose, clarity of program, and renewed mandate to serve our people selflessly. On behalf of the RTT, of the ANC RTT in Ehlanzeni, I hereby table this political report and wish that delegates don't hold back in enriching the report through vigorous discussion that will shape our program for the next term. Let me further thank all the REC, members of the REC, and ultimately the RTT, our Provisional Executive Committee, for their hard work and dedication in discharging their responsibilities. We thank members of the ANC in our region for their support throughout the term and playing their role in uniting and renewing the ANC. Let me also extend a word of gratitude to the ANC staff in our regional office who, despite all continued difficulties, continue to serve the organization diligently. In memory of Comrade Didi Mabuza and many others who have sacrificed for this movement, let us rise to the occasion and rekindle the revolutionary flame. Thank you very much. Ngiyabonga.
Just